Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Buhari's major problem is incompetence and selfish maintenance. Hello, how are you today? Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. Well, this is by Professor Ango Abdullahi. Well, he's talking about Buhari, the problem in Buhari's administration, what Buhari has been doing, and everything is exposed. This is a one of the northern professors speaking about Buhari, not just anybody. So he knows Buhari thoroughly well. Let's get into the news and get all the details. Professor Ango Abdullahi, a former minister and vice chancellor of the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is now the chairman of the Northern Elder Forum. In this interview with Daily Trust on Saturday, he said, among others, blame what they call incompetence and selfishness for the failure of Buhari's administration. I do not believe 29th of May, this is the Democracy Day for Nigeria. Democracy Day is 1st of October because that is the day Nigeria became a public republic independent from colonial masters. If the interpretation of Democracy Day means Nigeria has moved from military to another form of administration, I won't say that we have moved from military administration to democracy. What we have done was move from military administration to civilian administration. There is differences between civilian administration and democratic administration. As far as I'm concerned, we have not enjoyed democracy administration in the last 21 years, including the current period that we are in. In fact, we have suffered more in terms of less democracy in the last 4 to 5 years than any other time in the last 21 years. How do you view the leadership style of the incumbent president, Muhammadu Buhari? Well, it is difficult to give a straight answer to this question. From a distance, I would say that he delegates power to other people who probably have no qualification and competence to execute the duty of their office. They may have no mandate to execute this power. Delegates delegated to them. That's why the country is in shambles. The presidential power that are enshrined in the Constitution are entailing the responsibility of a person who offers himself for the election, as Buhari did. Eventually, he emerged as the president, and therefore these powers were included in his power. But all he needs to do is ensure that these powers are executed in the expectation of the people of the country who voted him in. Yes, he can't do everything all alone. We concur. He had to find people to assist him, as to come together, colleagues who would be associates, virtual roles, and responsibility to carry out this function that are within his power. I once presided over for a few months after he emerged as president for the second term that we trust his honesty, but unfortunately, he has failed to gather the necessary materials which with which to execute the duties and function of the office of the president by the poor quality of people he has gathered around him, if either as ministers or as other roles. It has not played out well. As a teacher, if you ask to graduate the performance of Buhari in the compulsion of the period that he has been since the return to democracy, what would you score him? I have worked with him. Only one of the president I work with, Olusegun, for 3 years. Of course, Olusegun was a better president. I rank Olusegun far better president than Buhari. This is because of his ability to take up the duties of president without something right or wrong. The critical job of a president is to take decision. Some of the decision may be right, while others may be wrong. We understand that. The most important thing is that there must be somebody who takes decision and take responsibility. This is where Olusegun excelled and exceeded Buhari in all. He took decision and took responsibility. This is the major difference between Olusegun presidency and that of Buhari. Aside selection of competence people around him, what other areas do you think that Buhari's presidency is lagging behind? I have never personally been close to him, but from afar, I would say lack of firmness. Firmness means that he should come out as president to ensure that his decisions are executed to the latter. However, we notice he does not exhibit any firmness. He's just a person and people are ruling the country. He's not the one in charge, I can tell you. For example, when somebody is alleged to have done something wrong and you request for evidences of them to prove, the president should take decision action to serve as deterrent. The reverse is, however, the case. We have instances of people close to him that emerge in one wrongdoing or the other, that but when scot-free after a lot of evidence have been added directly or indirectly. These were attempts of both moral and material corruption. Many people may find it difficult to reconcile your two extreme positions, as you are one of the prominent people with who virtually campaigned for Buhari in 2015. What brought about the change of position is the fact that we are expecting much from him because, as a matter of fact, things were because a lot of things were going wrong at that time. The major fact at that time was that the failure of PDP to honor pledges and agreements, of which I was aware as well as a party to. It was agreed that after General Olusegun 8 years, a candidate from the north would be president for another 8 years. Unfortunately, Umaru Yar'Adua died after 3 years in office. So it meant in terms of numbers, the North will have been expecting 5 years in office. But this was cut short by the death of Yar'Adua. Therefore, we were expecting the party in 2011 to come out without any argument that the North should provide another candidate for president. In whatever party, it doesn't matter. When PDP refused to honor that pledge, that was why we came out and fought on the side of Buhari, who we felt was the better candidate at that time. Buhari centered his campaign in both 2015 and 2019 on three basic issues: security, fight against corruption, and reverse the economy. Are you saying that he has made this impact? Well, on economy, I should ask you, how have I should ask you, how are you doing with your current shipping of basic necessity, which regards to insecurity? I think this is the labor issue, because at the time he came, the major security challenge was Boko Haram. Now, in addition to Boko Haram, you have bandits, you have kidnappers, all sorts of issues that have to do with security of people in their homes, whatever else they are operating. We have analyzed all these challenges and felt that he did not deserve second term. This was why we advised Nigerians not to return him. This is because he has not demonstrated that he could handle the various challenges and the daily basic things going on in the country. Our position in 2019 was attracted all sorts of accusation, and we are seeing the result of our failure to understand that Buhari is not the answer to our problem as it stands in 2019 and even now. Do you think, what do you think is the way out? He has been constantly advised in terms of failure of this assigned and responsibility of keeping Nigerians safe. They have not done what they have to do to improve the security situation of the country. It is therefore for the people to judge whether the administration has held to the promises they have given. I think he still has a chance because he has 3 years ahead. It depends on the approach, determination, and the assignment, the job to which he has been assigned for him to take it up and make Nigerians feel that he has done well. Well, in my opinion, I think Buhari is a total failure. If he does not utilize this 3 years well, then he has failed and failed totally and totally completely. Well, my people, you have heard it all. And northern leader is the one speaking in terms of Buhari, that Buhari has failed. You see selfishness in this country. They only supported Buhari to come on board. It was all a strategy. They really supported Buhari to come on board because Maru Yaradua died. So it's now is my brother, is my brother. The most important thing is not Nigeria. It's whether the North rule or not. Can you see what is going on? And the emergence of Buhari brought about the what? The bandits, brought about Fulani headsmen, and brought about kidnapping. Why? He openly told them that they should have a part in all Nigerians, that they should have a part in every state. And since they could not actualize that, it's alleged that he has secretly given them the go ahead to go ahead and enforce their rights and stay in every place of Nigeria. And they should do it by all means necessary. Have you heard him speaking a word about it? No. Why? He's the architect. My people, now the matter be this. Don't forget to thumbs up for us, like and share, subscribe if you have not. God bless you. Thanks for always coming out here. Bye for now.